Welcome back to the 1K to 100K series. We had a good night's rest and we're back bright and early at this cleanup job. The town has offered us $700 to clean this up, and we get to sell the wood that we remove by cutting down trees. As you can see from our bank account, we've done very well just from the wood so far. And I even paid for a night in the hotel room and some essentials such as food and supplies. So today we're going to continue cleaning up this property. We've got a couple of trees here that are a little close together. I think we'll get rid of one of those. Let's take a look over here and see what we have. It's a little tight over here, so probably try to take this small one down, though some of these smaller ones I'm not able to cut down, so we'll have to work with what we can. I feel like this tree could probably go, this one could go. This is just a mess in here. So we still have quite a bit of cleanup to do and quite a bit of wood to gather. But I think first I want to go ahead and get the trees cut down that we're going to remove. We have a trailer load almost ready to go with our new trailer. And I think by the end of this job specifically, we are going to be in very good shape to start upgrading equipment. Maybe we'll even get a chainsaw. These trees do take a while to cut up. So there's that one. This one we'll leave. I like those kind of dogwood or birch maybe. Very nice. Let's see about this one here. It's kind of small and weird. Let's see if I can get rid of it. I don't know if I'll be able to cut it. Sometimes it's a little tricky. So we might have to leave that one. Let's see if we can take this one down. Looks like it's gonna let me if I can get just the right position on it. No, that one's gonna have to stay as well. This one, how is it relative to the other trees? It's not bad. I think I'll leave that. This one we won't be able to cut. Let's see. So that one, this one is okay if it weren't for those little shrubby trees like this one. Actually, maybe we'll take this one down just because it's so thick over here. It'd be really nice if we had a winch or something to just pull these so we didn't have to cut them so small. But that's just not the reality of the situation at the moment. That tree can stay. And then I guess we'll just cut down one more over here. Let's see. Let's cut down this guy. And then we'll be ready to process these. And once we're done selling trees, we'll be able to mow. And we'll see what kind of shape we're in money-wise. Maybe we can get a big upgrade. Oh my, that was a big timber there. Let's go ahead and start lemming this. Maybe we can get a big upgrade and make a nice jump. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do next after this because it's just kind of up in the air. I don't know if maybe I'll get a better mower that can mow a little faster and we'll keep doing mowing jobs. But the logging is way more lucrative so far. The sawmill here pays good money for wood, so I may look for some logging contracts. There are a good amount of trees around here and some thick kind of foresty areas that if I can find out who owns those, I can ask if I can log some of it and sell the wood. There's not a lot in the way of straight like evergreen spruce type of trees, so it is going to be a little bit labor intensive, but as long as it sells for a good amount like these have been, I'm not upset about a little extra work. Let's see if that's gonna cut how I want it to. Some of these are really tricky to cut because they're just so kind of bushy. Let's see if I can pick that up yet. Not yet. Let's see. That one's too heavy. So now once we get these limbs off, we can start chopping everything down so that we can fit it in our wagon. We have a wagon load almost ready to go off, so we're just going to fit whatever we can, whatever extras we can in there. Let's grab this. This old wooden wagon has been pretty great. I actually need to bring it up over there to our work area. The only thing it's missing is tension straps. That would be very helpful, actually. Oh my, that's not going to work out, is it? Let's see if I can cut that off. There we go. Let's pull this up. I've got a built-in back scratcher here with all these pieces of wood. Did I miss a piece over here? It looks like I did. Can I grab it? Yes. So let's throw that in. And it's amazing how much money we're making, even from these little kind of haphazard pieces of wood. If we can get into logging some bigger, straighter pieces of wood, we will be in much better shape, actually. Since these aren't worth much, no matter what I do, I am going to just try to pile them on and not spend a bunch of time processing them. Tension straps would be so nice here, because I've had a few times where things just kind of fell out of the wagon, and it's not super easy to restack it. See, like that. I'm not going to stay. Let's see if I can put it on there a little bit better. That, okay. This is slightly tedious work just because of the nature of the type of tree that I'm dealing with, but the money is so worth it. We're making more per load of terrible wood than we were making from, multiple mowing jobs. Oh man, this is just a mess, isn't it? I'm gonna have to try to clean this up a little bit. There we go, that's better. All right, I think, let's see if I can clean this one up. I think I'm gonna try to haul this off and see how it goes. Let's cut this down a little bit. There we go, get that out of our way. Clean this up maybe. Yeah, perfect. Let's see if we can throw these in our wagon, save ourselves a couple trips. Then we'll have just the main trunk there. So that actually went pretty quickly. I'm not gonna complain at all about that. And again, on top of all the money we're making from selling this wood, we also have our $700 contract payment at the end of this, assuming they're happy with the work that we're doing. And I think they will be, because the property was in really bad shape before, so no matter what I do, it's going to be better. I really wish I had some way to get rid of all those bushes, but I will be able to mow it up and make it look a little nicer, which will be good. We might also grab a shovel or something like that and see about cleaning up any grass clippings. And one of these days, this train's gonna get me. I better be a little bit more mindful next time. Here we go, first load of the day. I'm sure it's not gonna be much because it's just kind of scraggly branches and stuff like that, but it'll probably at least cover our costs for our hotel room. And our snacks, we spent about $69 on our last re-up of food and supplies, plus our hotel room for the night. $348. Every time I'm amazed at how much we're making from selling these little pieces of wood. I can only imagine that logging, bigger pieces of more desirable lumber would yield a lot more. So we're at $14.85. That is incredible. We're in very, very good shape right now. But we need to make $100,000. So the question is, how do we do that? Not exactly sure yet. I'm just kind of scraping by at this point until we can kind of afford some upgrades. I know that logging makes some money. I might be able to make some contracts with somebody around here that has some wooded land. But also farming's not out of the question. The only problem is I need more than $100,000 probably to buy a piece of land to farm on. Maybe. While I'm talking about that, I am going to look at farmland. Let's see what's for sale, or on sale rather. Nothing we can afford yet, and probably ever in this series, unless we just extend it to like $1 million series later. But for now, let's look at farmland. And I wonder if there is something small that we could purchase. So some of these have a pretty low value. So this one's only $9,072. And that's just kind of I think it's just kind of an empty field here in town. And I think there are a few empty fields that we could possibly purchase. Let's see, where are we at? See, this house actually has a field in the back of it. That's cool. How much are these lots? I like these lots. Maybe we could start a small urban farm. That would be kind of cool. Let's take a look again at those. 29,000 and 30,000. Pretty expensive. We're not going to be there for quite a while. But there are some small lots here that we could purchase and maybe get some small equipment to kind of start working on some crops. But a lot of crops, the problem is you just need very expensive equipment to work on them. So logging makes a lot of sense and mowing makes a lot of sense. So we'll see what we can get into. All right, now we're on to the actual good part of this tree. So we'll chop it up small enough that we can pick it up. That's the main thing right now, is we're really limited by our strength. So we'll probably have to go like here and then in half again, I would guess. Let's see. And then over here. Yep, still too heavy and still too heavy. So even smaller than that. We're almost making like little wooden discs here at this point. So honestly, equipment to be able to lift bigger logs, transport bigger logs would translate to more money. But that's also going to be expensive unless we can find a really lucky sale at some point. But I don't think we need to think about that until we've at least got, $5,000 to $10,000 in the bank. That's our first goal. Once we've got that, we can start considering all the options and try to make a wise move for our next step. I'm fine with continuing to pay $50 a night for the hotel. That's not a big deal. And once I have a little bit more money, I can probably just pay a weekly rate, which will be cheaper than $50 a night. And that will save us a little bit of money. We'll just have to pay the money at the beginning of the week, and then we'll be set. These are fitting in here just very nicely. Happy with how this is going. And I believe this will sell for even more than the wood we dropped off last time, because it is much bigger and more usable. We'll see how much I can actually fit in there. That's too heavy. Maybe we can get these to balance on the edges just like so. Yes, I'll just have to be careful on my turns, no big deal. A pickup truck would be nice, especially in combination with this wagon, because I could carry quite a bit more between the truck bed and the wagon itself. But I'll have to find a place to store my mower if I start, if I have a vehicle also. Don't know if I could just park it all outside of the motel. To talk to the manager and see what they say. It's already 9:49, so I started the day at 7 a.m. This is it's taking a long time, and that's okay. I think by the end of today, we should have most of the logging portion of this job done, which would be good. Honestly, 3 or 4 days for $700 plus, however much we've made, $1,400 so far on the wood, not a bad deal in all honesty. I'm not going to complain at all about that, especially compared to mowing yards, doing 2 yards a day for a couple $100. That just is not sustainable. But if we can pick up contracts like this, we'll be in good shape. And that's another thing. I may be able to go to the town and get some small mowing contracts to kind of fill the gaps. Let's see if we can make this turn. Well, it is a heavy wagon. It likes to kind of shove me around. Oh, luckily, I did not damage their fence yet. Let's hope I get away without any damage to the fence. Yes, we're good for now. So I'm going to take care of a couple of these trees, and then we'll see how much money we have, and then get on to the mowing portion. I'm not sure if we'll make it all the way through all the logging we have to do today or not. I'm hoping we will. We'll just work until it gets dark and see where we're at. Here we go, off to sell this next load of logs. So here we go, taking another load of trees. We're sitting at $3,600. We're making quite a bit of money here from this logging, but these trees are really a hassle to deal with. They are haunted, I think, and have the power of levitation, which makes them really hard to load into this trailer. So I'm struggling a little bit. It's taking a long time. Our daylight is going to start dying soon. We're just going to have to come back tomorrow and keep working, because I believe we have at least one more tree on this property to take care of before we start mowing. So we're probably going to have to head back to the hotel here shortly, but I figured maybe we can grab one more load of logs and see what our final total is that we end up with. Let's grab this, just fit whatever we can here haphazardly. Not having the straps is more of a problem than I expected with this trailer. We're making it work, and we're still able to fit more than we could have with the small mower trailer, so that's positive, but there's definitely some room for improvement here. And now we're getting into some real money, so I think, pretty soon we should be looking into some upgrades. All right, that is good enough. We got to get this wrapped up before it gets too dark on us here. Check out that old truck in that barn. Let's go take a look at that. I wonder if it's for sale or if it's just parked there. That's certainly interesting. Let's park over here and see. Of course, we lost a few logs doing that. Well, just one, looks like. Good. Let's drop it there. You never know, in a small town like this, you can find some interesting deals on vehicles. And look at this. It is in pretty rough shape. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find somebody to talk to about it. Well, I found them, and the truck was for sale, $3,000. They said it runs, but it's going to need some work eventually. And it did come with the trailer. So this is now ours. And we still have money for our hotel room, or motel room, I guess. It fired up. See how she drives. Oh yeah, look at this. Well, if I wasn't driving in somebody's grass, this would be great. My goodness, what an incredible upgrade. And I'm not sure if the mower will fit on the trailer, but there are some ramps, I think, that I can get. Let's see. Let's pull off over here to the side. Let's finish this load of wood, and then maybe we can go get us some ramps from the store so that we can put our mower on there. We might even be able to sell this wooden trailer, though I might keep it for hauling loose material. It's not great for logs, though, as you can see. Didn't really work out in our favor. We are going to be out of light soon, so I need to hurry. Let's start getting dark. There went a log. Come on, little guy, you can do it. That truck was an incredible find, and will speed up this whole process so much more. If we can fit the mower on it, we are going to be in good shape to be able to start traveling around and doing mowing work and logging work. Now, we'll have to find a safe place to park the mower for when we're doing logging, because we don't want to have to haul that with us when we don't need it. That's okay. These are all challenges for tomorrow, probably. Let's get these sold, which should bump us back up to close to $1,000, if not a little bit over. Yeah, $591. Fantastic. So we have the mower and the wagon. We have the truck. We're going to need some ramps to be able to put the mower on the wagon, transport it around, no big deal. But I think we might go ahead and sell this wooden wagon. We technically could sell the mower now as well, if this trailer works how I hope it will. Let's get this stuff back to the job site, and we'll figure everything else out soon, because the town folks who gave me the job don't mind if I park my equipment there overnight. Really rolling the dice with this train. So far, so good, though. All right, let's get this parked over here. Very good, and let's go back and get our truck. It's hard to believe that we have an actual vehicle now. I mean, technically, we could sleep in this thing if we wanted to avoid the fee of the motel room, and that may be something we look into. All right. I think this is going to make much quicker work of all of these logs that we have. Let's see if we can get on this property, because I think we're going to have to stay here tonight. We're going to run out of light soon enough. But let's see how much we can fit on here. Clean this up a little bit. Thought that was still too heavy. This tree is a little funny on how heavy it thinks things are. Now our pieces are pretty small. Maybe we can cut slightly bigger pieces now that we have a more suitable trailer. I just don't know if they're going to be too heavy. No, that's good. And there we go. That'll work. I think we'll be able to fit a lot more on this, but let's find out. Especially if we stack it well. That's the challenge. And hopefully we don't run into any haunted wood. And that's where the tension straps will come in handy, because you can actually kind of hold it up there with one hand and strap it in with the other. That works pretty well. Let's get this guy back up there. Kind of knocked him off on accident. Get this stuff out of the road. The city will not like if I'm blocking traffic. Even though it's not, it's kind of an alleyway. It's not really a main road. And it is starting to get dark, isn't it? We're gonna have to be very mindful. But like I said, we can kind of just camp out in our truck tonight. Save ourselves $50. Don't see anything wrong with that. At least for tonight. Maybe not every night. Be nice to get a camper van. That would be great. Portable living accommodations. That would be ideal. Maybe that's something we'll look into. Though right now, I mean, we just spent $3,000 and we already have $1,200 in the bank. So I would say we're doing pretty good. And there's that haunted log we were worried about. And of course he kind of got depossessed there and fell down. Let's see what this guy's gonna do. He's a little goofy. It's all right. We'll get through this tree. This tree really has been a hassle. I feel like I've spent most of the day on this tree because of how haunted it is. That's okay. We're making good progress. And now I'm into kind of smaller chunks that I can kind of throw on top of stuff. Hopefully, these straps will help hold everything into place. Some of these are very small. It would be nice to have a truck bed too for some of these really small pieces. We do have the wooden wagon still, but I want to try to do everything in this trailer if possible. Hopefully it doesn't get too heavy. Okay, making much faster progress now. What is this? Well, this is another haunted piece of wood. We'll have to try to exercise it here and see if we can get it to behave normally. It's kind of just, you know, dissolving into the ground. And that's just fine if that's what it wants to do. There we go. We cleaned it up. We mulched it up, we'll say. And this one? Ooh, this is a big piece. This should be worth a lot of money. Get these straps situated. Make sure everything's held nice and securely. We might be able to fit everything on this. And if we can, that's a huge upgrade from that other wagon, which we experienced a lot of issues with. It's just a matter of getting lucky and stacking things properly. One more piece, basically. And then this little sliver here, and that's the tree stump, I believe. And that is going to be it for this tree. Look at that. That went much quicker. Oh, there's one more piece. Let's see if we can throw it on there. There we go. All right. Let's jump into our truck here. And this is probably going to be our last load for the day, because I anticipate the sun's really going to start setting soon. But what a turn of events. And look how much faster we're going to be able to cart things around. That mower was very slow, and I don't think I realized how slow it was until I got in this truck and started driving. This is the biggest upgrade we could have hoped for, and pretty early on in the series too. I'm very excited. We're going to be able to make good progress now if I don't explode everything by running into something. That stick is dragging on the ground. Not looking great. Yes, look at that. Let's get this sold. $1,364. Fantastic. We've got a little bit of daylight left. I'm going to run by the store and see if they have some ramps we can afford, because that way we can cart that trailer around, or not the trailer, I'm sorry. We can cart the mower around on this wagon. That would be perfect. Let's take a look and see what they have. No such luck today at the store. They didn't have any ramps in stock, so we're just gonna have to drive separately. But tonight I think we're camping out at the work site because we still have a lot of work to do. I'm gonna start cutting up the next tree, and we're gonna work until it gets dark, because that's what you do when you're surviving and trying to make ends meet. And we're doing a pretty good job because we just got a huge upgrade that I'm so excited about. Park right here. And first things first, let's get as much of this tree as we can out of the road. Now this tree should be easier to work with because it's nice and straight. A little harder to cut, but it does have some weird little offshoots that we're going to have to deal with. It would be so much easier if we were dealing with, a straight kind of pine style tree. The other thing that would be nice is like a wood chipper, perhaps, but I haven't seen any reasonably priced wood chippers in all my trips to the store. It just seems like they've got the big industrial stuff, and that's about it. Now we could rent a wood chipper, so that's something that I think is reasonable. We're just to kind of get meta here for a minute. We're not going to lease anything this playthrough, I don't think. But we can do a daily rental because it's common to have like a tool rental place that will rent you pieces of equipment for a day. Now it's expensive, but if we end up needing a small piece of equipment that we can't afford to buy, we might be able to do a daily rental. So that is a possibility. We'll consider that once we actually need something like that. But for now, I think we're doing okay. This axe is working fine, though eventually I'd like to upgrade to chainsaw. But look at this. Look at the size of these logs that we're able to now fit on our trailer. This is just such a huge difference. If I put 2 on the edge like that and then strap them in, they kind of help hold in the other pieces, which is great. Or if I can turn these lights on. Oh yeah, there we go. A little bit of a work light action. Try not to run my battery out though. Get this cleaned up. Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, there we go. Get it out of the road. And it is starting to get dark. Some kind of work light would be really helpful. I mean, we've got the truck now. That's going to be nice because we can illuminate our work area a bit. Eventually, we're going to be, since we're limiting each episode to 1 day, we're going to need to be able to work pretty late. And right now we're running out of light at 1833. We still have issues with haunted logs, but it's not nearly as bad as with that other tree. Okay, we're pretty much out of light at this point, so it's going to be time for us to call it quits for the night. And we have this tree to clean up and some mowing to do tomorrow. So as the sun sets, we're going to climb in, get cozy, and enjoy our first night in our new to us truck. I'll see you in the next episode.